talking away. I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you.
Have you ever stopped to think that music, our shared passion, might be turning into just another mass-produced product? Shows like The Voice, American Idol, and The X Factor churn out artists molded to hit instant impact with formulaic techniques. But at what cost to authenticity? Today, I invite you to ask, what really defines a musical masterpiece? What bothers me is that contestants on these shows seem programmed to follow rigid vocal techniques, almost like robots performing on stage. If you stop and think, many of history's most iconic musicians likely wouldn't pass that test with a panel of hyper-specialized judges. Gone are the days when a distinctive voice and intense lyrics could leave a lasting mark, inspiring generations with raw authenticity and attitude. Today, it's all about the obvious, the ready-made, with little risk or innovation. Few artists dare to push the envelope and deliver something fresh. Music now appears to follow predetermined formulas designed for guaranteed success. And this isn't new. Over the years, the variables in this formula have just shifted. Music, which once was a full sensory experience, has taken on a heavy visual element thanks to MTV. It exploded through bootleg sharing and became even more accessible with platforms like Spotify and YouTube. Now, with TikTok, everything feels canned. If the lyrics aren't deep, it hardly matters, because no one really wants to think. They just want to be entertained. This predictability in chord progressions and melodies makes it clear. Music is increasingly becoming a corporate assembly line product. So, how did we get here? Despite all these changes, we can't deny that we're living in the best time ever to listen to music. That contradiction makes you wonder, how can there be so much variety at the click of a button, even when everything seems so standardized? As T-Bone Burnett once said, "We live in an era where people don't really like music." The record industry figured out long ago that there aren't that many people who truly love it. For many, music is boring, or at best, unnecessary. They discovered that if they could sell music to these people, they'd move a lot more records. And the speed at which new songs hit the market is astonishing. The cycle repeats, and we hop from one trendy hit to the next, often with little substance to truly inspire us. It's almost as if the industry is engineering songs to fit this fast-paced cycle. Let's rewind a bit. Think back to 1968. A young David Bowie, then just emerging as a lyricist, wrote a version of Comme d'habitude that eventually laid the groundwork for Frank Sinatra's My Way.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
But the agency chose Paul Anka's lyrics instead, turning it into a classic. Bowie wasn't about to sit on the sidelines. He released his own version, which gave us Life on Mars, a song that dares you to dive deep into its layered lyrics and unconventional progression. Maybe that's the lesson. Don't stick to the formula. Seek originality and transform dissatisfaction into art. Consider Elvis Presley, too. Even when covering songs, his performances were marked by a larger-than-life persona. Despite the controversies around cultural appropriation, there's no denying that he broke barriers, especially in 1950s America.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there and they began to wail. The band was jumping and the drum began to swing. You should have heard the knocked out jailbird sing. Let it rock. Everybody let it rock.
That kind of transformative energy is the very essence of music, shattering barriers, inspiring change, and conveying profound emotion. Today, though, it seems like lyrics have lost their transformative power. Songs are crafted to be instantly understood and quickly digested. Think of the modern pop trends like Brazil's Sertanejo Universitario.
Nossa, nossa, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te...
Now, I'm not saying that this genre is solely to blame, but when the primary goal becomes going viral, depth gets sacrificed. This trend is worrisome, especially considering that music has always been a vital cultural and social force. From the slave songs that sustained hope and communication under dire conditions to the anthems that united nations in times of upheaval, music has always held the power to transform. Did you know that the songs sung by enslaved Africans weren't just expressions of sorrow? They were also ways to search for lost relatives, share stories, and build a collective identity that defied oppression. This rich heritage, deeply rooted in African American culture, shows that music has always been a tool for resistance and unity. We also can't ignore those pivotal moments when music became a symbol of monumental change. Take Wind of Change by the Scorpions, inspired by the winds of change at the end of the Cold War, or the subtle yet powerful songs that voiced dissent during Brazil's military dictatorship.
Follow the Moskwa down to Gonky Park, listening to the wind of change. An August summer night, soldiers passing by, listening to the wind of change.
These examples remind us that music, at its best, reflects deep political and social truths. Yet, today, the industry seems to have lost that spirit. Music is increasingly relegated to background noise, whether it's for parties, commutes, or TikTok dance challenges. A clear example is the controversy with Halsey, who revealed that Capitol Music would only release her new song if it hit a certain level of virality. She openly criticized the pressure to create viral moments, a requirement that, ironically, seems to be the main engine driving success today. This reliance on virality isn't new. It's just taken a different shape. I recall a 2000 interview with Joni Mitchell, where she lamented how the music business has always been steered by profit motives that often dilute the art itself. Today, we see this intensify with strategy that favor marketability over genuine artistic expression. Some even question the relationship artists have with their music. I have a theory, yes, it might be controversial, that Cardi B uses music more as a stepping stone to fame than out of a pure love for the craft. When music becomes just a vehicle for generating buzz and controversy, what happens to its essence? A quick Google search reveals that despite her massive success, most headlines about her rarely dive into the musical content itself. And speaking of buzz and strategies, remember the recent frenzy surrounding Riley's EP? Its production, even with indirect involvement from Cardi B, raises important questions about industry control. It's an age-old practice, major labels shaping the final product to maximize profit. Today, that's more visible than ever. Releasing the EP right after a media frenzy, such as following a reality show finale, underscores how timing and marketing strategy have become integral parts of making music. History teaches us valuable lessons. In 1977, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors was a raw snapshot of internal conflicts, channeled into tracks like The Chain.
Listen to the wind blow.
The tension and authenticity of that period remind us that music can mirror our most turbulent emotions. Similarly, AC/DC's Back in Black, born out of tragedy following Bon Scott's death, transformed sorrow into an epic milestone. These masterpieces show that when music carries a story, it resonates on a profoundly personal level. Yet today, it seems we're losing that soul. The drive to go viral and generate buzz often overshadows content that truly inspires. And in this scenario, it wouldn't be far-fetched to imagine a future where artificial intelligence picks hits based solely on viral potential rather than genuine artistry. Still, not all hope is lost. Independent artists are carving out their own space. You need only look at digital platforms, where countless new talents emerge daily without the filter of big record labels. This democratization gives authentic voices a chance to be heard, even if the road is less glamorous. Remember, despite the criticisms, there's still plenty of great music out there. Look at Spotify's Global Top 10, for example. There are artists who manage to blend surprise, complexity, and lyrics that truly hit home. But when you step back and look at the bigger picture, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's fascinating how the way we popularize music has changed. Who would have thought that a show like Stranger Things could catapult a 1985 song like Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill to the top of the charts in 2022? This sudden social media explosion highlights both the timeless appeal of a great track and the power of a platform that can turn the old into the new overnight. Music has always been synonymous with protest, unity, and expression. When it's reduced to mere background noise, be it for backyard barbecues, daily commutes, or TikTok routines, we lose a piece of what makes it so special. And that loss of essence truly bothers me, because deep down, I love music. I love how it connects us, inspires us, and even helps us navigate through tough times. And let's face it, this isn't just a matter of personal taste. Music's history is rich with moments when artists rebelled against profit-driven systems. Take Prince, who famously remarked, "If record companies want to deliver music, fine, but not even FedEx claims ownership of the stuff they ship." His words resonate more than ever in an industry where exploitative contracts and the surrender of copyright seem to be the norm. Today, major labels face fierce criticism from artists who refuse to compromise their authenticity. It's a debate that goes beyond commercial choices. It cuts to the very heart of artistic creation. If you have thoughts on this topic, drop a comment below. I'd love to dive into the intricacies of this industry with you. At the end of the day, music is what moves us, whether it's in the background or serving as the soundtrack to our lives. Despite all the changes, from analog to digital, from radio waves to viral playlists, it remains a powerful form of expression. So, before we wrap up, I want to ask, what do you think about today's music? If this reflection struck a chord with you, please like the video and leave a comment. Share your opinions and questions. Who knows, your comment might even be featured in our next video. Join the conversation and help create a space where genuine, authentic music still prevails.